Breaking news. The USOs and Roman Reigns stood together on WWE SmackDown on November 1 in the build-up to Crown Jewel. Vince Russo, a former writer for WWE, saw the event and found it difficult to make sense of the reunion part from the original bloodline. The Motor City Machine Guns defeated Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa for the WWE Tag Team Championship on SmackDown on October 25 due to Jey Uso's interference. 3 days later, after a surprise assault on Raw by the previous Tag Team Champions and Jacob Fatu, Jey and Jimmy Uso emerged victorious. During his review of SmackDown on Mac Davis's Backstage Pass program Brodown, Russo voiced his disapproval of Triple H's decision to book the Bloodline. He thinks the reunion was destroyed by WWE's Chief Content Officer, Sikoa, who had the Usos face off against Sikoa's Bloodline without Reigns' assistance. After receiving confirmation that the reassembled members of Bloodline were all equal, Jey Uso raised his index finger in solidarity with Reigns and the Usos. One word from the group's ex-leader, Reigns, was all it took. Yeet. When Raw consistently had its best ratings in the late 90s, Vince Russo was the show's television writer for WWE. The 63-year-old claims that Triple H should have let Solo Sikoa's Bloodline to defeat the Usos on Raw or SmackDown at least twice. Then, before formally recreating the original Bloodline, Roman Reigns might rescue his cousins, which would make fans even more enthusiastic. A day before to their Crown Jewel bout against Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga, Reigns and the Usos broadcast the pre-recorded segment on SmackDown. The wrestling world was rocked when a WWE veteran recently spoke out about a huge mistake that Triple H made about Roman Reigns on SmackDown in an exclusive interview. The move has caused quite a stir among fans and insiders, and many are now asking if things have gotten too out of hand with Reigns' persona and storylines. Reigns' imposing presence as both Tribal Chief and undisputed Universal Champion is just one example of how Triple H, in his role as WWE's Chief Content Officer, has been steering the creative direction of the main roster for months. Some have deemed Triple H's most dubious decision since assuming control of SmackDown, despite the widespread accolades he has received for revitalizing the program. After more than 3 years of reigning as WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns has become almost legendary in the company. Nearly every great star who has faced off against Reigns has been vanquished by him, thanks to his role as Tribal Chief and the intimidating Bloodline group. One of the most effective character evolutions in WWE history has been his transition from divisive fan favorite to powerful villain, and Triple H is mainly responsible for this. Because of the plot, SmackDown is once again one of WWE's most popular weekly programs. But both fans and insiders are starting to wonder, how much longer will Reigns' reign be before the plot starts to stall? Some of Reigns' recent feuds have lost some of their luster, according to many, since there have been no viable rivals and his triumphs have been predictable. This veteran of the WWE feels that Triple H's booking on the most recent SmackDown broadcast was a huge mistake that might ruin Roman's invincibility persona and do little to advance the plot. An issue was the SmackDown episode's high-stakes main event, in which Reigns was once again pitted against many possible contenders. Wrestling veteran made the astute observation that Triple H could easily introduce a new angle to the Bloodline plot or give a formidable challenger a chance to gain ground on Reigns. Instead, the show concluded with another resounding win for Reigns, giving viewers the impression that they had seen the same plot points repeated from earlier weeks. Roman's story has been absolutely brilliant up until this point, but at some point, you just have to add a little something new, the WWE veteran noted. There was an opportunity for Triple H to include a rival to Reigns, develop his character, or expose weaknesses in the Bloodline, but they passed it up. But the result was essentially the same thing. It's not that Reigns can't win, What matters is that his victories have significance and build upon previous ones. The veteran claims that Triple H missed a chance to spice up the plot with some unexpected turns and new perspectives. He said that Triple H might have made the plot seem more intense by scripting a surprise ambush, treachery within the bloodline, or even an act of rebellion from one of the mid-tier superstars, rather than another squash-like finale. The possibility of fan weariness is one of the main issues brought up by the WWE veteran. The veteran said that even the most dominating champions need an engaging story to maintain fan interest, which is why Reigns' present reign is remarkable. While Reigns was first named head of the table, his complex and fascinating character was on full display due to his vicious ambition and readiness to kill anybody to achieve his goals. The worry is that Reigns' narrative may become old because there aren't many shocks or significant obstacles for his character. The seasoned actor went on to say, "Roman's tribal chief persona is one of the best gimmicks we've seen in years. However, supporters will get disinterested if you consistently book him to win in the same manner. What they really want is for Roman to be tested, for him to show signs of weakness or internal struggle. What happened on SmackDown is problematic because of this very reason. Triple H missed an opportunity to give us something fresh by not developing Reigns' persona or his affiliations further. Reigns' opponent, veracity, is another possible concern. Even though Reigns has defeated almost every major eventer on the roster, the fans still need to think that anybody can unseat him. Keep doing what you're doing, and you risk having Reigns' opponents belittled by the crowd and reduced to nothing more than pawns." The WWE veteran offered Triple H a number of creative avenues to explore on SmackDown that would have given the plot more complexity and unpredictability. The prospect of internal discord within the bloodline was one such concept. To add some drama, you may sow discord in Reigns' household. He suggested that Jimmy Uso or Solo Sikoa take a stand against Reigns' incessant demands. It would bring more tension to the group and establish a fresh dynamic that could propel the plot ahead. He also suggested setting up a future confrontation between Reigns and another big WWE star by having that star unexpectedly intervene. This celebrity has not yet faced Reigns. Introducing a new opponent to Reigns' stable would keep fans on their toes by showing that no one can ever predict Reigns' level of dominance. Additionally, the WWE veteran added that Triple H may show some guts by giving Reigns a rare opportunity to be vulnerable. Imagine for a second if someone, anybody, had gotten Roman into a sticky position he couldn't fix right away. The loss doesn't have to be huge, but it would have been devastating nevertheless. Even if Roman's strength is a big reason why fans admire him, they also want to see his struggles and triumphs. Wrestling is captivating because of it. The WWE veteran is hopeful that Triple H can reverse the trend despite the criticism. Triple H is a brilliant businessman, and I have faith in his ability to see Roman through to a successful conclusion. Nonetheless, there is a genuine danger of alienating fans, because they need to think there's a genuine tale being told. Wrestling fans have a high tolerance for dominating champions, and that plot must progress, even if it means introducing new characters with minor quirks. The seasoned wrestler made the astute observation that WWE might learn a thing or two from the careers of its legendary champions. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and The Undertaker were all legendary wrestlers whose stories included treachery or unexpected obstacles that challenged their authority. This, he said, is what helps Reigns stay a top superstar in WWE and what gives their careers a timeless, multi-layered quality. Regarding what's to come, the seasoned wrestler thinks Triple H has probably listened to the complaints and will make changes. "I don't think we should expect Roman's rule to come to an end very soon, and neither do we. But I'm crossing my fingers that Triple H thinks about bringing some change, even if it's just a little." Fans would gladly pay to see a tale about a Roman who is weak and a tribal chief who has holes in his armor. The current criticism of Triple H's scheduling selections, as harsh as it may seem, does in fact highlight a significant problem. The invincible Roman Reigns has established himself as a mainstay in the WWE. The creative crew at WWE, headed by Triple H, has a heavy burden to ensure that Reigns' narrative remains exciting and original.